So I've only been in here for about, let's see, how long we've been on this call? 20 minutes? So about 21 minutes. I managed to find a couple of things already to look at that I thought was kind of interesting. This little monitor piece I thought was kind of cool. It kind of tells you where everybody's logged in at. I like that. It's kind of a nice little, like I said, I've only been in here for 21 minutes, so I don't know many clicks, but we're going to do what we can. I like this. And it looks like everything else is pretty, self-explanatory. The GUI is pretty easy to work with. Pretty simple if you're looking at the buttons. It seems like you're going to get where you need to be.
And it automatically updates. I had an update this morning to my Linkus app, and it said, "Go ahead and update." And I'm like,
It's a good
Yep,
thing.
it updates those regularly.
If there's something that you guys want me to click on, let her buck and I'll go for it. So
Why don't you click on the voice prompts once?
you got it.
So
So that's fully.
ability. Oh, go ahead.
What's fully featured? I'm looking at. I've set up some other phone systems, and these features are all comparable to anyone I've ever set up before.
Yep. You can set up whatever you want for music on hold. Different voice prompts you can record. It does WAV files. One of the things that I like too is that with it using the WAV file, you can actually go out to YouTube. They have a library of non-royalty music. So it's tens of thousands of different titles. So you can find on hold, different on hold music you can put on there that's free. You don't have to license it. You can throw it on there for your different prompts and stuff. So that's one of the things that, after being in a call center business and find music on hold or prompts or those types of things, the ease of it is very handy. Very handy.
One of the things I find annoying is when you go on that music on hold, and it's like that 15 to 20-second loop over and over and over. So this you can make as long as you want.
I believe that a lot of times that 15-second loop is because you're buying those music on hold things and they only last that long and it keeps playing it.
Right.
I think that when you set it up, if you have a longer piece, it'll play through that whole piece.
Okay.
And that's what I would run into is that you would, because when you get the music on hold stuff, they only give you a 20-second snip of whatever it is. But
Right.
if you go up to that open source library on YouTube, those are full length audio clips.
That's nice. That's a big feature.
That's a nice thing. And then the other piece of it is if I want to loop one of those, I'll actually use a free product like Audacity to make a loop. And that's a free product, and then I save it down and then you can put it back out here. The other piece of it is that if you have a specialized message or something you wanted to record, you can use Audacity to do that as well. And then use that in the phone system as your prompts. So, you could have if you wanted somebody's voice, like Paul and everybody really wants to hear my voice a lot. So we could have me record prompts. He misses me when he's down here in Florida and I'm not around. So I had to record some voice prompts for him. But it allows you to do that, to have somebody do specialized things. The other thing that it allows you to do is like if you have an event. So think about, in the event of a disaster like the fires, if you have an event, you can record those messages from a remote location. As long as you have internet access, you can get in, you can record that prompt and you can change those prompts for your phone system. So when people are calling in, if, like in the case of the pandemic, all of a sudden, nobody wants to get anybody sick, but we could change those prompts and manage the phone system remote.
hey, Chris,
Which isn't unique.
Multi-site interconnect ones. I'm really curious. It might be something, about connecting the phone system between multiple other phone systems. That'd be kind of interesting.
Oh, so you can connect it and do, okay. So this is like you can connect it. You can do I don't know if I want to say 4-digit dialing, but you can dial between extensions between the phone systems. So if you had a remote office, you could have one in both locations and then dial between them, as long as your numbering scheme was appropriate for that. But yeah. So it'd be almost like having a VLAN set up the right way. You don't want to reuse your IP addresses, but as long as your phone systems are numbered that way, you would be able to dial between the PBXs.
Emergency number, is that in case there was an emergency that someone's trying to get you, or in the event that you guys aren't available?
I think that's 911 treatment.
Okay.
That's how does your phone system, because like you have to decide how you want your phone system to dial 911.
Gotcha.
If someone dials 911, doesn't ring, a front desk doesn't ring, an operator. The other piece of it is what operator does it ring? Because if you have a multi-site PBX set up, I think call might not be a good way to reference it, but if you have two offices located in different parts of town and they're serviced by different 911 enterprises, or they are serviced by different hospitals or different ambulance things, it has to outpost the right ante. I've had that happen before where someone dials 911 from one city, but it exits the phone system in another city, so they send an ambulance to the wrong place, the wrong building, the wrong location. So that emergency piece helps you designate where you're calling from for those types of services,
Gotcha.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because it can get kind of confusing, and there are services that it's actually kind of cool that this has that capability, because there's subscription services that you can go to help your PBX get you the right 911 service. But I see this has it right in there where you can map it. So
Can you directly dial 911?
You mean from one of the extensions?
Yes.
Yeah, you can directly dial 911, but this is a spot you have to tell the phone system what to do with that 911
Right.
dial.
Okay.
And then it'll tell you what happens. So in this one, you can see that if they dial 911, it'll go out or whatever, but it'll also notify George and Dustin if it happens. So they'll be notified that someone or that 911 occurred.
That's actually pretty nice. I used to work at a company that you couldn't dial 911 directly. You had to dial to get the outside line. Then dial
You had to dial like 9911 or whatever.
Yes. And nobody remembered to do it in an emergency.
Yeah, an emergency. People don't remember to do that. That's right. So it's actually got some nice features, and I think that's the thing is it's kind of built for organization to be able to manage it themselves. But if they can't, we can help with parts of that stuff if they want us to. I think that primarily you end up with the ability to add users and change extensions and stuff like that. And for setting up the networking piece, we could come in and help with that part and get the system set up and whatever, and do a little training so that the business can do simple things like add users and change those types of things, and we'll just backstop them, which is way better in my opinion than that and $2 to get you a cup of coffee. But than having to rely on some eye in the sky every time you want to add a user or make a change. It's a lot easier if you can just do it yourself, or even just call help desk and have a little bit of a backstop there. So awesome.